Texas Longhorns, a college football playoff threat, and 2 overreactions to Alabama upset. On Saturday night, the Texas Longhorns football team did what many expected they could do, just not what many expected they would do, by beating Nick Saban and Alabama. Texas football has long been teased as being back ever since their last national championship back in 2005. However, the Longhorns have yet to make an appearance in the college football playoff and haven't won the Big 12 championship since 2009. They're now on their third coach since Mack Brown's firing a decade ago, leaving current head coach Steve Sarkisian to put the Longhorns back in the national spotlight. He did a superb job of that against Alabama this past weekend, where now the Longhorns are the 4th-ranked team in the country. That would give them the final spot in the college football playoff as of now. Can they keep it that way or be better? Here are some overreactions. As mentioned, the Longhorns would hold the last remaining spot in the playoff as of now at number 4. That's all they would need to get in, but you have to believe the Longhorns want better. And that they certainly can be. As of right now, Georgia has one of the easiest roads to the playoff, schedule-wise, with their biggest challenges coming against only 2 ranked teams in Ole Miss and Tennessee in late November, along with the SEC championship game, of course. Michigan, the number 2 ranked team in the country, has similar easy matchups, although games against the 2 other Big Ten bests in Penn State and Ohio State will be greatly challenging for the Wolverines in November. Florida State proved their worth in their opener against LSU, dominating the Tigers in the second half of the rematch from last season. But believe it or not, I believe the verdict is still out on the Seminoles, who will still have Clemson, Duke, Pittsburgh, Miami, and even Florida remaining on the schedule. Texas, I believe, has the most difficult road ahead, yet doable because of their extremely talented roster. They only have 2 remaining ranked opponents on the schedule as of now in Oklahoma and Kansas State. But that could certainly change as the season progresses. Just because we've seen how Texas football has played out over the last decade and a half, there's never a gimme game. However, they're all winnable games, making the Longhorns a real threat to make their first playoff appearance. I'm not going to say that word or even utter the full phrase because it's been so flippantly done time and time again that now it's just another cry wolf. Let's just say Texas is there. Where is there, you ask? Relevancy. And they're just miles outside of going further than that. But we're only going into week 3 where a feisty Wyoming team that beat a good Texas Tech team just a couple of weeks ago. Texas has to make sure that their season wasn't wrapped up in one single game. Beating Alabama was a huge success. One of the biggest wins for the Longhorns in years. But it wasn't the whole season. It wasn't even conference play, yet. So, yeah, Texas is there. We've heard ad nauseum about Ohio State's talented wide receivers Marvin Harrison Jr. and Emeka Egbuka, and no doubt they are talented. But the Buckeyes have still yet to fully reveal themselves offensively. That could be because they either haven't opened up the playbook yet or they don't have the quarterback talent they usually have with Kyle McCord to do such a thing, utilizing those talented receivers. As of this point, Texas has the better quarterback in Quinn Ewers, who ironically transferred from Ohio State. He utilized 2 of his gifted receivers on Saturday night as well in Adonai Mitchell and Xavier Worthy. Tight end Deionsanders did technically have more yards that night, but it was Mitchell and Worthy who made up half of Ewers' 6 deep passes. The receivers together totaled 153 yards and 2 touchdowns. I have a feeling this was just the start of what these 2 junior receivers are going to be doing most of the season.